You know, I'm having a hard time finding that empathy. I'm trying. But this is like the 7th time that I've been single, and it's the most painful shit. And it just never stops. You cannot sympathize. You can't get them to sympathize. Like, you're a human. You can be nice. They take advantage of it. You can be mean and hateful. They retaliate. So there's no, trying to get them to understand what we've been put through, because they just feel like we deserve it. You know, when I was 300 pounds, and I'm glad to show you a picture. I have nothing to hide, I'm not ashamed. People treated me like garbage, like less than human. You're invisible, especially to men. They would, as you're walking into a store, shut the door in your face, you know? Or turn around to see if you're a hot chick, and when you're not, fuck you. Doctors treat you like garbage. One time I got a hernia and it needed a repair. And I went to the doctor, and he was a young, freshly out of school maverick. And he wouldn't even look at me. He sat there with his legs crossed, back in his chair, looking down at his chart, and he said some things that were so hateful and hurtful that I burst out crying. My mom was there, and she, yelled at him, but she was just as bad, and she was big too. That's the funny thing. A lot of times people that do that crap, say things, aren't exactly Adonises themselves. And this guy thought he was. For the untrained eye, untrained soul, I guess. I'm sure he was a good-looking specimen, but it hurt. That was one time I tried to stand up for myself. I said, I don't think I'd feel comfortable having you do my surgery. What kind of stupid bitch would say something like that to a doctor? He is wasting his precious time and energy talking to me, less than, a human being, because I'm a big fatty. And in tears, I said, I don't think I'd feel comfortable with you doing the surgery, because I don't know if this has happened to you or not, but if you've ever stood up for yourself and had people retaliate. Well, I have. I was bullied in school. I talked to a teacher about it. Next thing we know, me and my friend are driving out of the parking lot, and the two girls whose home lives were so difficult, their parents were going through a divorce. That's not an excuse to be an asshole. I know. I'm one who should talk, right? I'm trying. I get it now. There's the empathy I see, but it doesn't make it right. So we're driving out of the parking lot, and these two girls are in the car behind us, ramming us. We're going up the hill, stopped, getting ready to stop at the stop sign, just hitting us in the back of the car. But it was okay, because their home lives were terrible, It's okay because this guy was a doctor, and he was better than me. He was more important. So I shouldn't have said anything. I should have let him treat me like that, knowing that I'm going to be put under, and this guy's going to have, full control over my incapacitated body. So we got a different doctor. He didn't want to do it either, because I'm a big fat fatty, and here's fuck my ass. And later on, I had to deal with that same guy. And after that, you know, I was really sick that time. Retaliation. My records disappeared. So, you know, and at that time I wasn't a big fat fatty anymore because I'd lost all the weight. Lost all the weight being sick. It wasn't a diet. I did start trying to eat a little better because I was sick from the mold, but I didn't try to lose it. It came off because I was sick. Well, I ran into a guy I used to work with at Outback. Nice guy. But he's one of those nice guys. He always wanted more from me than I was willing to give. Because it just didn't feel that way. But you know how it is when you tell somebody no, right? You know what it's like when you set a boundary with somebody. A lot of times, especially if it's a male, they don't like that very much. Because who the fuck are you? So he was commenting on my weight loss and how good I looked. I said, thank you. I was really sick. And he said, yeah, but like, did you diet? Or like, did you change the way you ate? Did you do anything? Did you exercise? No, I was sick. Again, there's that lack of empathy. I couldn't hang out or talk to him anymore because it was just like, you're not hearing what the fuck I'm saying to you. You know, I'm not interested like that, and that's really hurtful because you don't have any empathy for the fact that I was sick, but I'm supposed to have empathy for the fact that you know, showed me attention that I didn't ask for. I didn't want it. But I'm getting attention now from the males because I'm not a big fat fatty anymore. Cue to now, where all I get called is a big fat fatty even though I'm not. But it's because I say no. It's because I say, no thank you. I'm not interested. Please leave me alone. Please stop. You're hurting me. Quit. But again, that lack of empathy, it's everywhere. I have been an object since I was a tiny child. An object for men to do whatever they wanted to with. From a very tiny age. Because it was okay for them to find me attractive. But it was not okay for me to tell them, no, it's my body. You're hurting me. Please stop. It was either an object to take their lust out on, to take their aggression out on, or to take their disdain out on, because I was either too disgusting for them to look at, or too hot for them to look at, and they didn't like the way they were feeling inside themselves, so they had to take it out on me, because I should be the one to stop making them feel that way. But when they're making me feel that way, and I say, please stop, you're hurting me, you hurt my feelings, you're hurting me watching me pee, and then commenting about it, you're hurting, now you're hurting my baby like that. My baby doesn't understand that, but I do, because I've been an object since I was a tiny child, and I'm not a fucking object. I'm a human being with feelings, with emotions, with people who love and respect me, watching this happen to me. Now imagine if somebody was doing this to your wife or your child, and you were being blocked from being able to communicate with them, so all you could do is sit back and watch them in pain, watch them suffering, and you couldn't do a thing about it. You're trying to, but you can't get to them. So all you can do is just sit back and watch. How would you feel? Would it be okay for any of you fellas to have other fellas treating your wife or your daughter or your sister or your mother or your cousin or your niece the way we've been treated? Or is it just because I'm an object, so it's okay? You can disassociate and you can say, look at this feminist bitch. She's not a human being. And then that gives you a free pass to treat as such. It's not okay. It's not okay that somebody I love has to sit and watch this happen to me and can't do a thing about it and can't talk to me and I can't talk to them. Well, you're hurting me and I'm telling you, you're hurting me. Please stop. Please leave me alone. Because you have the choice. You have the choice to stop. You have the choice to not watch me if you don't like what I'm saying. I do it all the time. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested. And that's how I was treated when I was fat. And I think a lot of it, when I was real fat, was to protect myself because I saw how I was treated when I didn't look fat. And I looked pretty or appealing because then I really became an object. And when I was big, it was more painful the way I was treated because it's hard to find clothes to fit. You're invisible. You're disgusting to people. But it was easier than being a cum sock, you know? It was easier than being treated like that type of object because I was more invisible and then you couldn't hurt me that way. But here is this situation where you're hurting me both ways. You know, I can't win with you. I can't win because I'm both. To some of you, I'm disgusting, big fat fatty. And to some of you, I'm a cum sock. But either way, I'm not. I'm a human fucking being who has feelings, who tried to build something here so that I could get away from abuse, so that I could build a life for myself and my baby, so that we wouldn't ever have to be hungry again, have to go without shelter, have to go without anything ever again. I built it. It was for us. So that I could make my dreams come true because I got a second chance at life. I got away from, but I didn't, did I? And instead of being able to do that, it was taken from me, along with my dignity, along with my privacy, along with my money, along with my freedom. Because somebody out there, whoever's responsible, decided that I wasn't a human being, I was an object. Again. After I ran away from that the first time. And in that time, I met someone who saw me, saw all of me, saw my soul, heard my words, saw my art and what I was trying to do. They encouraged it, encouraged me to speak up for myself, encouraged me to sing and play music and love myself. And when I'm with that person, well, I'm not with that person, but when I interact with that person, I become the full expression of what God created me to be. I have never known a love like this. It makes me better. And I can't be with that person because somebody sees me as an object, and I don't deserve to be loved like that. I don't deserve that person in particular because of their own hang-ups, because of their own issues. It's got nothing to do with either one of us. And now that person, my person, my lobster, has to sit back and watch you do this to us. And it's gotta hurt. I know it does. I can see it. He's got to be strong because he can't show it. He's got a big purpose. So do I. That's why God brought the two of us together for some reason, because it doesn't make sense to either one of us either. But he did. And I am going to be with him. I'm not an object anymore, because I choose not to be. He doesn't see me as an object. That's why I love him, because he sees all of me, not just the superficial physical bullshit that everyone else always saw. He sees all of me and loves every bit of it. And I feel the same exact way about him. I see every bit of it, and I love it, even the flaws. And I'm trying hard to have empathy for people who cannot understand that that is why. It's got nothing to do with the reasons that you're doing this to me. It's way deeper. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you do this anymore to us. Because if you have any empathy, maybe I can get you to understand that there's a man out there who loves this woman, this mouthy, fucking feminist ass, fat, fucking stupid, cringe bitch woman for everything that she is. All of those things included. And you'll think about your own daughters and your own sisters and your own female friends before you do this again to me or another mouthy, cringe, bitch, fat ass woman.